Alright, what's going on Facebook Live? What's going on YouTube? This is James Burson with another live video coming to you today for there's no particular Parsha Torah portion to come from this week, because for those of us who observe this Sabbath or Shabbat, we're moving into the biblical New Year with Rosh Hashanah. So tonight is more like New Year's Eve, because this Sabbath will actually be Rosh Hashanah for depending on how you're following the calendar. So for some it falls on another day, and for others it would be today. However, the whole point, whether you follow biblical New Year cycle, however you keep the New Year, it's not really a matter to me. All I'm saying is, like I've been saying, it's 2020. Need clarity in all that you're doing, all that you're saying, the places you go, the things you do, and the people that you are with. So for those of you who set New Year's resolutions and all that, all those good things, we really do have to begin taking an inventory check and really checking on ourselves and seeing where we're at, seeing the progressions that we made, seeing where we've taken some steps back, seeing where we fall short, and take a good analysis of yourself and really see where you're at and see where you have come from. Because a lot of times we don't realize that when we set New Year's resolutions, goals, things like that, we don't realize that in the times where we beat ourselves down, that's when we should actually be understanding that we're greater than the amount of pressure we put on ourselves, and we're better than the way we beat ourselves up. And there's times where we're exalting ourselves for our accomplishments, and those are really the times where we're actually less than that at times. And so in all reality, the way we actually end up attaining those goals is staying humble, remembering where you came from, and taking that analysis of yourselves, because it's those moments where we big ourselves up, where we end up losing sight of that 2020 vision, being able to have that clarity in where we're going and what we're doing and how we've been maintaining and getting there, is when we start to fall short. And so you're going to hear me say it a lot, especially throughout this year. It's 2020. It's time for us to get real about everything that we're doing, the things that we say that we're about, and be about them for real. There are a lot of friends that I have on Facebook and family members who have made lots of progression, and I do see it, and I like a lot of you guys' posts. I comment where I believe it's necessary to comment. I don't always make the right comments. Sometimes I just misread, and I even think I'm thankful and grateful for the people that have that 2020 vision in that moment that actually end up correcting me, because I don't always know. Sometimes I can read something in the moment and it'll come out wrong. But for those of you who aren't afraid to correct somebody, I'm very open to constructive criticism and other points of views and perspectives. So I don't know everything, and that's why I use this circle, because I don't know everything, is exactly why I'm open to correction. So those of you who are actually out there grinding and doing your thing, stay focused. I'm praying for you. I admire the great work and all the great things that you guys are actually doing in real life. For those of you that are actually out there living your life on purpose, I applaud you guys, and I'm glad to even see and be a part of that success, and just being able to see it on Facebook, that's a major progression for me. That's inspiration for me within itself. I'm not really here to make a long video, but one of the things I do want to touch on is one of the things I was talking about in the last video I made was about ahava, which is ahava is love, which God is love. And when we look at that and beginning the new year, we have to look at our actual servitude to God. And a lot of times I think people really have this big misconception about how to properly serve God. And I believe some of it comes from the way we hear about God, or even Jesus, whose real name is Yehoshua, because he's Hebrew and he's black, not the blonde hair white guy with blue eyes. That's not him. So I think that a lot of what we think about God, what we know about his son, comes from distorted information based on first day church, Sunday going church. And a lot of people that actually do not go to church actually serve God better than most people that do go to church. And people that don't go to church, a lot of them actually have more clarity than some people that do go to church, which is funny to me, because in all reality, the pastor you are under, the crowd you follow, if they are not pushing you to do your best to help bring out the best in you, and to help bring out the best in you for real. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, iron sharpeneth iron, so does the friend sharpen the countenance of his friend's face. And so in all reality, if there's not that little bit of war that goes on in between friends, that's not real war, like here at each other's necks. It's, no, I know you can do better most of the time. I know that, this ain't true. What's going on? You're checking your friend. That's clarity. That's 2020. That's the season we're in right now. That's for real. And so when we look at that, we look at how we serve God. Serving God doesn't always look like this fluffy emotional feeling that we have of God and his son, because God is not soft the way people keep saying he is. His son is not soft the way people keep saying he is. Like, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, if somebody smites you on one cheek, you turn the other cheek. Yeah, let me really ask y'all that really grew up in the hood for real, and since Jesus is really, his real name is Yehoshua and he's black, let God's son walk down the hood and somebody smack him in the face. I bet you he's not gonna turn the other cheek and give you the other cheek to smack. What I'm saying, I dare you to smack me I dare you to smack me again. Like, and all jokes aside. So for me, this is the biblical New Year. I'm gonna start the biblical New Year off right, since that's what I'm going into. Let's be real about God. Let's put some things in another light, in another perspective. For those of us that grew up in hoods, ghettos, seen fights, been in fights, all of that, let's really think about this. Growing up, you were taught there are times where you have to fight to get yourself out of situations. You have to do whatever it is that you got to do in order to get to wherever it is that you need to be. And so the way you hear about God in church, and then for somebody being raised in the hood, your perspective of God is not gonna be the same. And yet God is allowing those people that are in the hood to live. So there's obviously some God in those people, because they're alive and breathing. If there wasn't any God in them, I'm pretty sure he could take their life and do whatever it is that he was going to do in their time on earth. But no, we have this thing where we don't take time to see the God in all the people in the earth for real. because even the most wicked person on the planet, as long as they're alive, there's some God in them. Why? They're breathing. They have an opportunity to change. So why not show that ahava to them? There's a way in and a way out for anyone that's alive and breathing. So this whole perception of the way God loves and all this other stuff, I really think it needs to stop, and it needs to be discussed in its proper format, in its proper manner, because there are so many scriptures in the Bible that are not talked about that can spark an ongoing conversation and lead to tying in so many other scriptures, so many other real life events that people witness and see on a regular basis. Because God sometimes looks like all out chaotic war. It can look like a raging fire in the middle of the street to get somebody to grow up and realize that everything that you have in your life, it can be gone in an instant. So cherish it. There are people who have had those experiences where they've had everything, they've been on top, and it took for them to lose everything in order for them to start to appreciate and understand that things have value. When you don't value the things that you have been given, and the gift is actually blinding you, you need that wake up call. It's no different than checking one of your boys in the streets and in the hood. You know, if you that guy and you're not the person that's really that banger, you not up to throw your hands like that, and you out there running your mouth, and your boy coming to check you. Yeah, stop running your mouth, because in all reality, you're not about to get up there and fight the way you out here running your mouth. We're gonna have to jump in and help you. And so we really have to begin looking at our lives and looking at who we are, who we say we are, and what we say we're about, and live that way for real. Because the only way that things are going to change for us as a whole, and as blacks in this time era that we live in, where we're in a position to come up, and a lot of y'all that are on my Facebook are coming up, and keep striving, keep pressing, because you guys are really doing an excellent job, and a lot of you guys are hitting a lot of milestones at a lot of young ages. A lot of you are still in between the ages of 25 and 30. So I applaud y'all, and I salute you guys. Keep doing your thing. It's a real inspiration. And like I said before, somebody is watching your life right now, and they're learning how to make a better living for themselves based on how you live your life. So to somebody out there, your life is the only Bible that they know. They're learning righteousness. They're learning how to be reserved. They're learning how to press, because they're watching you, and you're doing an excellent job of just living your life on person, being a human being, and not just conforming to the societal norms and things like that. And so God is definitely a part of all you guys' lives, whether you know it or not, whether you have that truth in you, and you've been awakened to it, is not the point. The point is God is real, and it's not going to matter if somebody else believes in it, but the way they live their life will will show, and somebody else is watching that. But I'm not gonna sit here and drag on a video, but it is the biblical New Year, all for me, and for those of you who are still riding out your 2020 goals through this COVID season. Year's just about up. A few more months left. Keep pressing. It's about to get cold. Gonna start getting dark faster. Keep putting in that work. Keep putting your time in, because when this cold weather comes, we all know how hard it is to get out there in the cold, do what you got to do. So put your money up. Get your household in order for this cold season, because when it hits, it's gonna hit. And for those of you that are out there storing it up, God bless you, because when it hits for real, and it's not always easy going through this cold season. And so you guys just be blessed, keep pressing, keep being an inspiration, keep being yourselves, keep being you. Just keep doing what you guys are doing. People are definitely watching you and watching your progression, and they're learning how to be better people. They're learning how to grow up. They're learning how to fight verbally, mentally, physically, spiritually, because you are doing a great job of being an example of a child of God, and that's whether you know that or not. So you might not make another video anytime soon, probably till next week. But happy New Year's Eve from me to you. Keep pressing, and God's gonna keep blessing you guys for all your diligence. All right, everybody.